damn thing.
GETV is back, and it's Ladyy Acee. How you doing? It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, finally. We've been building up for a little while. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Jumping straight in, you come from the East Coast. Was it difficult finding your own identity to start with when you first broke into the music scene?
Was it difficult to find my own identity? I wouldn't say it was difficult. I would just say that it's been a process because, when you first get started with anything, not even just music, when you first get started with anything, you have to figure out, okay, what is it that I like? What is it that I don't like? What is it that works for me? What is it that doesn't work for me? So developing your own sound, takes time. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes a lot of experimenting, a lot of experimenting.
Your positivity that you see on your social
soon. Don't worry, it's gonna stop.
Your positivity that you see on your social media, it kind of transcends your music and the actual energy that you give out. The album energy, for example, in particular, Godly Energy and Ascension, it felt like a real journey.
Thank you. That's kind of the point of the music, is to take people a part of the journey with me, to show people, that I'm a real person just like you, and I go through things that you've been through, and I've been through those things, and the music helps me to express what it is that I'm going through or what I've been through. And it's an outlet for me to help others who don't have a voice. I am the voice for those who don't have a voice, don't know how to use their voice, or are afraid to use their voice in regards to, what it is that they're going through or what it is that they've been through.
Do you consider yourself, are you religious or spiritual?
I'm spiritual. I'm not religious, but I am very spiritual.
I feel like your follow-up album, Now I'm Ready, I Ain't Scared, was that you actually finally, did you feel like you found yourself in your music?
During that album, I felt like it was more so that I realized, okay, I'm not scared to step into the role that I'm destined to be, because there's been parts of this journey where I've been scared to be an influencer, where I've been scared to be a major artist on a global scale, so I kind of stepped down due to fear. But then, around the time of that album, I realized, this is my destiny, and I'm not scared to face my destiny anymore.
Did you have any difficulties leading up to the release of the album?
Well, it wouldn't be my life if there weren't difficulties. There's always difficulties, always. And that's whether it's an album release, a performance, a video shoot, there's always some type of obstacle, but you just got to get through it.
Make Me Rich, and in particular, and Goddamn, they both jumped out at me. Can you tell me a little more about them tracks, please?
Make Me Rich on which one?
On Now I Ain't Scared. Now I'm Ready, I Ain't Scared.
Well, Make Me Rich was kind of like a dance track, I mean, it was definitely still me expressing, how I was feeling, because during that time I was a dancer, so I was expressing, how I feel in that environment. But yeah, it was a dance song, and I just, I'm like, this is how I'm feeling. Let me, put it into some music.
Can I ask you then, what's your opinion then on what's now considered, I don't want to say mainstream, because independent artists have got to play a massive role in the music genre, full stop. But do you feel that there's a different set of qualities now to the music for independent artists in particular?
What do you mean? Like a
The,
different
qu-
set
the
of
quality
quality?
the quality of music that's being put out for independent artists, I don't see any difference between somebody that's a global major signed artist and an independent artist today. It's still
Mhm.
it's still that quality. It runs right through. You wouldn't know the difference. And is that something that's been a feature that you've seen, that the music scene's just improved so much?
I feel like, well, yes, I feel like the music scene and the music industry in general has changed dramatically, even since I started doing music 7 years ago. I feel like the music industry has evolved so much, and now we're living in a time where it's a lot easier for you to be an independent artist versus having to rely on a label, you
Yeah,
know. But as far as the quality, if you mean like the sounding of the music,
yeah,
yes, the sounding of the music, I definitely think that all the programs that are coming out, like Pro Tools and, you know, FL Studios, all these programs that they have to mix music is, what's the word? It's upgrading and it's evolving and it's helping people to figure out how to mix and master their own music on their own. That way they can create their own sound, you know, rather than waiting for an engineer to do it for them. People are taking it upon themselves to play around with these softwares on the computer, and therefore people are, you know, creating their own sounds with their by themselves, you know. So yeah, technology is definitely evolving.
have you come across any pitfalls that you could give advice for other upcoming artists?
What did you say?
Have you got any advice for like upcoming artists then, with regards to, people, you hear the horror stories of people finding an engineer and paying money and not the job not getting done correctly. Have you come across any problems like that?
Um, yeah, I would say in regards to that, advice for upcoming artists would be definitely invest into a home studio. Invest into a studio that you can have in your home or wherever you live. Invest into your own studio. It doesn't need to be $1,000. You can start with whatever you have. You know, if you make, even if you make $500 a week, you can invest. You know, save $20 this week, save $20 next week, whatever. But definitely invest into your own studio, because recording in the comfort of your own space allows you to be as creative as you want to be and play around with your voice, your tone, your lyrics, freestyling, etc. Because not everybody is comfortable, you know, right away in the studio with producers and engineers and etc. So definitely invest, and it's going to be so much cheaper in the long run. It's going to be so much cheaper in the long run to just have your own studio. Even if you don't know how to mix it yourself, you can record it yourself and therefore send it off and get it mixed by a professional.
Quick fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Huh?
Quick fire questions. You ready?
Yes.
Lauryn Hill or Alicia Keys?
Alicia Keys.
Ooh, Nicki Minaj or Roxanne Shante?
Or who?
Nicki Minaj or Roxanne Shante?
Why, I don't know. I don't know any of Roxanne's music, so I have to go with Nicki Minaj.
MC Light or Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah.
Foxy Brown or Little Kim?
Foxy Brown.
Oh, good answer. Beyonce or Lisa Left Eye Lopez?
Beyonce.
Erykah Badu or Mary J. Blige?
Erykah Badu.
Oh, good answer again. Azalea Banks or Cardi B?
Cardi B.
Who's the best female artist right now for you?
Myself.
Top answer.
Yeah.
Best album ever for you, in your opinion? Doesn't matter what genre.
Um, best album. Well, I like NBA YoungBoy, and I love his albums, and I definitely resonate with his music a lot. So I would say his albums. I don't have a favorite out of those though, but I definitely love his work.
Do you recall the first album that you ever bought or downloaded?
No.
Really?
Because I mean, it's like I've been listening to music for as long as I can remember, you know? So it's kind of hard to remember the first one.
Okay. Your first live performance.
My first live performance was when I was 18.
Where was that?
In my hometown. I'm from Rhode Island, so it was in Rhode Island.
Going back to your music, Camo was released a little over a year ago, and it feels different. Like, this is an artist that, you know, you've really found something different in this album. It almost feels like your first album. It's more relaxed, it's more mature, it's got a better feel to it, a better vibe to it. Is that something that is this the album that you look at and you think, that's me?
Every piece of music that I make, whether it be an album, an EP, or a single, I look at it as this is who I am in this moment, because I'm always changing, I'm always growing, and I'm always evolving. So that person who I was at that time is not the person who I am today. So no, I don't look at it as this is me. I look at it as that's who I was in that moment.
So tracks like Ain't Fucking With Me and Geeking on a Beat. Wow.
Yeah, that's where I was in that moment. And you know, I still that's me being you know, in my ego, which is cool because ego is not a bad thing, especially
No,
as an artist. You have to have some type of ego. So that's just me and my ego having fun, but also saying like how I feel. Like, you know, I feel like y'all could do better. So yeah.
Where other tracks that you've released this year, like Where I'm From, Manifest That Shit, to your latest release, Come a Long Way. Again, it has that feel that, like you say, your music's been a constant journey of evolvement, and your latest release, Come a Long Way, has been really well received on Spotify and online. How are you feeling about that track?
I feel like it is definitely perfect timing. And when I made that song, I wrote that song and recorded it actually last year, probably towards the end of last year. But this was the time to put it out because this is how I'm really feeling currently. Like, I've done a lot within the 7 years, and I just have to remind myself that, you know, I've done a lot, you've came a long way, but there's still more to do in order for me to get to where it is that I want to be, you know? So I'm feeling good.
Do you have aspirations then to have your own label where you've got other artists on your roster?
As of right now, it's something I've thought about, but it's not something that's like set in stone that I want to do. But I'm sure, you know, once I'm in the position to put other artists in position, I may do it. But as of right now, it's not my top priority.
I see you stepping out from music and going into acting. Is that something you've done, or you are considering?
I'm stepping out from music and what?
Into acting.
Oh, yeah, I like to have fun. I like to be really dramatic. So I'm like, you know, like playing around with voiceovers on TikTok and stuff. So yeah, there's a couple movies that I want to remake, and eventually that'll happen, but I don't see myself as a full-time actor ever. I don't see that. But I do want to remake a couple movies in my lifetime.
What's next for you? Coming into the summertime, have you got like live shows booked?
Oh, so for the summertime, yes, shows are in the works. I have a show next month in Houston where I live. I have a show coming up in a couple weeks, and then a couple networking events. That's what I'm really focused on this summer, is networking, meeting the right people. So some networking events, Florida, and possibly LA, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm taking it like a month at a time, so I don't overwhelm myself. But yeah, definitely some shows in the works, and a couple singles before my album coming later on.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Is anyone you want to give shout out to?
Who do I want to give a shout out to? Well, I'm grateful for everything, you know. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the universe blessing me, always making sure that I have what I need. And yeah, my ancestors always having my back, and my family for loving me. And, you know, thank you for having me a part of your platform to
You're more
share
than
my
welcome.
story. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's all I have for now.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I
Take care.
appreciate it.
Bye bye.
Bye.